So if there are any questions. By the way, I started the recording in case you're wondering. So, ta. For some of you who are new here, you're welcome to raise whatever questions you want by speaking them or by writing them in the chat box. Just a couple of words about the non-dual teaching. Basically, the non-dual revelation is that there is only one reality, and that reality is formless, universal, and not personal. And the world, body, mind that is perceived is made out of that reality and refers to that reality. It's a reality of consciousness, and there is one reality which is the reality of consciousness. The non-dual revelation is basically the solution of the sense of separation, the dissolution of the sense of self, and the revelation of peace, unshakable peace, causeless peace and happiness. So it's not simply an intellectual understanding. It is an actual transformation. It's a metaphysical shift, a metaphysical understanding. So if any questions that you have, you're more than welcome to explore them with you. So it's true that when the mind is tranquil, there are no questions. Hello, Ananda.
Hello, Magdi. Oh. There. Are you hearing me now?
Now I hear you, yes. I heard you. I was hearing you before too, but...
So I met Rupert Spira, and I loved his presentation. And you gave me a suggestion, which I thought was just fantastic. Go as consciousness rather than as Ananda, or that is the version of Ananda which has a body-mind connected, like that. So very interesting. I felt that in context of discussions and the program, it was very deep and very profound. At the same time, looking back, I see so much of I was there as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like remembering the tone of my, feeling. I'm sitting here, who am I sitting next to? What's the feeling tone of the situation? Just basically, it really highlighted the possibility of knowing myself as consciousness pure and knowing myself as relative person. And
How do you know yourself as a relative person?
By sort of taking stock of the the recent emotional states and thought patterns, the ones that recently.
Yeah, but how does that make you a relative person? How does that make you a limited entity, a limited person?
Mm.
I mean, just if there are feelings or thoughts or sensations that arise that basically refer to me as a person, a separate person, that does not make you a separate person. I mean, if somebody in the street looks at you and yells at you and tells you you're a pink or green giant or something like that, that doesn't make you a green giant. So I mean, what I'm saying is like feelings and sensations and thoughts don't define what you are.
Yes. However, that all I have really to go by, aside from my understanding and the feeling that I have in a specifically contemplative moment about the real nature of myself, of my being, then this just sounds silly what I'm saying, but it's like in particular this well, so I'm inquiring right now. I have no other choice except to just, say silly things or inquire. So that's what I'm doing right now.
What if you just be? Just simply be, seek nothing. Pursue nothing.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Not trying to feel in a certain way.
Mm-hmm. That
not holding on to any recollection. How about just not holding on to any recollection? What for? I mean, if it's needed, then you remember where you placed the keys of your car. But at the psychological level, you don't need to recall anything. You can just simply love being. I don't mean love being somebody or love being a certain enlightened person or love a certain experience. Simply love being. Being is not personal. Being is universal. It's non-phenomenal. I'm not saying love the world, love your house. It's okay. You can You enjoy your house and enjoy your yard, enjoy your neighbors, enjoy your music, but love being. So can you be and rest as being? Surrender to being, celebrate being, enjoy being. It's a 24/7 gift to you, being.
Mm-hmm.
It has no limits. It's not confined in any way.
Mm-hmm.
If thought arises, it doesn't affect being.
Mm-hmm.
An event occurs, the weather occurs. It doesn't affect being. Being is this deep resting, but it's not seeking an experience. That's a different thing.
Mm.
It's a rejoicing. It's a rejoicing in being.
Mm-hmm.
And since being is, the rejoicing is available. It's just there, right there for you to just rejoice in being.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's very very straightforward. What you're pointing to, I like it a lot. Yeah. I've had the experience a few times recently where I've been sitting a little more often, just sit and just be in being, and really enjoying that. And then I think, uh, in a sense, what more can I do? In other words, how can I take this deeper so that it's more complete, so that it empties out the empties out the.
Yeah, well, you know, in being or in sitting, there is no one being and no one sitting. It's not something that I, as a person, as an entity, is doing, because whenever there is a doer, a personal doer, there is an intention, there is a pursuit or an avoidance. There is something that I want, something that is being sought after. But in meditation, there is no one meditating. It's just loving being, loving sitting. Use the term sitting. Beautiful. Just love sitting, being, and just revel in that. Revel as that. So the contemplation is whenever there is someone that's sitting, to wonder what is this added, what is this addition, what is this historic being that's coming here to claim that, oh, look what I'm doing. What is that? I mean, we all know that. You know, oh, look, mommy, look at the castle, the sand castle I built, look at me, you know. But at this point in our contemplation, so we wonder, like, what is this usurper? Is that an English word? Usurper?
Usurper. Yeah.
Usurper. What is usurper that is coming to claim that they are doing something and accomplishing something? So you ask that. What is that? What is it? And you will find, if your contemplation is correct, that it's just some echo from the past, an echo, habit, a tendency.
I think like a psychological bit of a psychological knot with some energy in it or something.
Yes. There is no need to give it to really give it too much of an understanding, because we're trying to paint, we're trying to describe a unicorn, a pink flying unicorn. So
Right.
you say, yeah, it has like the pink, but it's not like this bright pink. It's a pink, and there are patches of yellow, and the unicorn is you should see how the various ridges on it. It's not just like a smooth. You see what I mean? There's no sense to try to describe or to get an
Mm,
understanding of an illusion.
mm, 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 mhm, mhm,
You simply recognize that there is some old me tendency that comes in and says, oh, I am sitting. Am I doing it right? Good. I sat yesterday. I'm sitting today. Very good. Check. Tuesday, Wednesday, good. Then you have a thick log, started January, December, etc. February, March, April, button log. Oops. I didn't check. There is no check mark on Thursday, June 16. That's no.
mhm,
It's love, it's love. Love is
mhm,
it's beingness.
mhm,
It's free. Love is free.
mhm.
Free love.
But I was really distressed. The most distressed I've been in a while was my sweetheart Sunny was here, and we were very busy, and then she needed to leave, and I really didn't want her to leave, so I felt this is so sweet, and then I thought, with like sort of how pure is my love? It's like I love you when you're here. As soon as you leave, it's like I'm frustrated, and it shifts the emotional
Mhm,
tone. And I thought this sounds like conditional love, which is
mhm.
it would be nice to have the love be unconditional, even though it's in the conditioned world here with people.
Well, we enjoy our partner, our friend, and when they're about to leave, we love them to stay longer. So, but if they stay too long, like, oh,
Then in other words, in the psychological realm, we can have problems no matter what. I think is what you're saying.
well, in a way, yeah, it happens like that, doesn't it? I mean, they're there. We want them to stay longer. They stay, and then after a while, we may find something that irritates us. Oh, gee,
Mhm.
this, but it's okay. And oh, now there is that. You see. Uh, so there are a lot of hidden conditions. You see,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
to miss your friends it's sweet. It's sweet. Thoughts of your friends, of your loved ones, of your sweetheart. These are sweet. Uh, sweet longing. It's not like, oh my God, if you're not here, I'm miserable. No, it's a sweetness to recollecting what's happy,
Hmm.
but it doesn't need to go any further than that. You
Hmm.
can you can express that. Gee, I really miss you. I really loved seeing you. It's really beautiful to be together.
Hmm.
Let's get together again soon. But no, but there is an understanding, that what you love is the freedom, and the freedom is not yours, or it's freedom is for everybody. Love and freedom and there is a listening quality in love,
Mm.
and that it's a listening that is spacious.
Mm. Mm.
And also, of course, there is the mirror aspect in the relationship where some of your tendencies can arise, you can see them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you are with a dear friend, it's very beautiful because your friend can help you in pointing out some things that you don't see about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful when you both have a common interest, interest of truth,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because then you're both looking. It's not like you're looking at each other, you're just looking. There is a looking quality.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, like listening, looking, spaciousness.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a respect for the other's freedom.
Mm.
More than respect, a love for their freedom. You love their freedom, you love their happiness, their joy.
Mm. Right. Otherwise, they wouldn't be who they wouldn't be so darling.
Yeah, yeah.
If they were my packaged.
Right. They're unpredictable,
Mm.
and
Mm.
because of the spaciousness in the relationship, they're free to manifest in conformist way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can be spontaneous.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. So there's this thing that I see in myself, like everything is happening beautifully, beautifully, and then one little thing that is irritating, and then I'll say, well, maybe I would just go back to my delightful aloneness,
Mm-hmm.
and that is from that's missing out certainly on the radical freedom of the other person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is it? What could the freedom? What could loving their freedom possibly mean, except that something that's not my preference is okay with me without
Mm-hmm.
upsetting the whole thing?
Mm-hmm. You can't run away from those aspects of those tendencies and of identification that are still in the space that arise on occasion in relationship, for example,
Mm-hmm.
by running away from them or by thinking your way around them. They still they remain. So when they arise,
Mm-hmm.
it's good to welcome them uh, with interest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Because that's right at the that's right at the edge of being spacious and free again. Just that interest and like that.
yeah, you have to be present, not just to what is appealing and harmonious, but that's easy. More so to what has a grit to it,
Mm.
because that's where your conditions, your person is your impression of person with your imagined person conditions and imagine personal beliefs about your imagined personal happiness.
Right, right. And when that takes over, that's the challenge.
Yes. So, but it arises as with clarity as an uncomfortable sensation,
Right.
unhappy
Right.
sensation.
A what?
An unhappy
sensation. Yeah.
So it's beautiful. It's not hiding. So when it's arising as an unhappy sensation, then this is an opportunity to see that what you truly are is untouched. That's the sadhana that you have to figure out. That as these sensations, these unhappy sensations arise, these contractions arise, to notice that in fact nothing is happening. Nothing is happening to you. Nothing can have any impact upon you. You meaning presence, you meaning consciousness, the true you. That's an opportunity to somehow connect with the true you. And the happy surprise that is potentially available to you is to notice that, oh, I'm untouched. I'm untouched. The love, the presence that I am, the beingness that I am, is not subject to any conditions. So the mess that seems to appear, it's just like you're watching a movie and there is on the movie a house that's burning. But you're seated in your theater, in your seat, watching this. Nothing is happening to you. Nothing is happening to the screen of consciousness. Nothing. Because 2 minutes later, there is an ocean on the screen. What happened to the fire?
Yeah.
So it's a great laboratory. The vasanas that arise in relationship, it's a great opportunity for you to realize your freedom.
Right. Right. And there's a real beautiful point there which I've noticed sometimes recently, that something comes up and there's the untouched, quality is noticeable, palpable, the untouched, and a recognition. It doesn't matter what that was, that arising. It was just this. Yes. It could have been a bomb on my head.
It's just the weather. It's like the weather.
Yeah, which can be pretty annoying.
Oh, well, if it's annoying, then you need to contemplate how to be with whatever is annoying with indifference. How to be in a position of indifference with what is supposedly annoying. So you can, if it's already annoying, then that means there's already the sensations. But it is possible to, you have to explore that, to find a stillness. It's not an avoidance. It's a stillness in the midst of whatever annoyance is arising. Because an annoyance is basically thinking and bodily sensation, thought and bodily sensation. You see, when you say I'm annoyed, meaning
Yes.
I'm thinking something, and I'm feeling something.
Yes.
So annoyance is that. It's a thought and sensation. But the screen is unaffected by thought. The thoughts are images. And by sensations, because sensations are also images at the sensory level.
At the what?
At the sensory, at the
Yes.
At the physical level, at the physiological level. They're images. Sensations are like images at the body level.
Right.
But the screen of consciousness, you know, how many millions of thoughts have you already seen, and how many millions of bodily sensations? So what? They don't really do anything.
Yes.
Except if you like to compose a story, then you can compose the me story, and me in time, and you say, oh my goodness, look what's happening to me, you see?
It's like the merry-go-round of up and down, and you know, do I really want that? That to be the content of experience
Well,
experience.
it's not about getting the correct content of the experience, because the happiness in the experience is a result of the understanding and the revelation of the happiness that you are. So if you perceive yourself to be as a person, you already are in unhappiness, and then you're seeking happiness in the world. How can unhappiness find happiness? Unhappiness cannot find happiness. Only happiness can find happiness. You can't start from the wrong premises and perceive anything other than the premises that you've already assumed.
Right.
So whatever lens you put, if you put the purple lens, the world is purple.
Yes.
So it's not about sweetening the dream. It's about the revelation of the self. The sweetness of the dream follows the revelation of the self. But if you seek to sweeten the dream without the contemplation of the self, you are in the endless spin of the mind.
Thank you so much for your thoroughness as well, and your care. Thank you.
So if anybody else has a question.
Magdi.
Hello, Maru.
Hello. Hello, everybody. I have a question that is like about something that is, I mean, you've talked, or everybody has talked about it much, but I would like to see if you can help me to work with this. It's like, I know the theory that I am not my thoughts, and sometimes I can see that thoughts just appear. But then I realized yesterday that at the end, or many times, I think, I think, or feel that I am thinking those thoughts. So it's like I still have this like sensation, or I don't know how to say it, that those are mine, or that I am there, something like that. So can you
Yes.
help me
Yes,
more with
absolutely.
this?
Yeah. Well, you see, Maru, in fact, you are thinking these thoughts. These are your thoughts. But the question is, you as what? So are these thoughts your thoughts as the bodies is thinking these thoughts? The mind is thinking these thoughts? Or is it I? What is this I? Is it I, this borderless presence that is thinking these thoughts? So in other words, the issue is not about who is thinking these thoughts, or I feel that I'm thinking these thoughts. That's correct. You are thinking these thoughts. But the you feels limited and constrained and like not free, unfree, you see. So I think all thoughts. What's the problem with thinking thoughts? Right now, you perceive a perception. You say, oh, I perceive this perception. What's the problem? Nothing. Indeed, you perceive this perception. You think these thoughts. But the you is not a limited body-mind. The you is not a woman or a man, or the you. Like right now, you hear these words, but the hearing has no gender. You see, it's after that you say, "Oh, I Maru heard this. I Magdi said this," and so on. So the experience that I am thinking these thoughts is contaminated. It is contaminated with a sense of limitation. So I would not be concerned about the fact that I am thinking these thoughts, because it's true, I am thinking these thoughts. I would contemplate, is this I that is thinking these thoughts, is this I a limited person? Is this I that is hearing these words right now, are these words arising in the openness of awareness? Or are these thoughts arising in a box? Is this perception right now, does it have any borders? Is it arising in the openness? Or is it arising in some sort of, in the attic, or in a tunnel, or inside a balloon? I would contemplate the open awareness, the open presence that is right now hearing these words freely, effortlessly, openly, and joyfully, in complete freedom, you see? There's not a concern if Magdi says, whatever he says, what if a bird flies by, if there is a rain, whatever is appearing, appears in this openness without any concern, you see? It's effortless. So I would contemplate the openness, which we refer to as I, you see? I say there's a contamination in our understanding, because we imagine that this I that thinks these thoughts is a limited entity. But our experience right now, you can contemplate your experience right now. Right now, this perception, these thoughts that are arising to you, by you, openly and freely. And that is where the beauty and the love is in the freedom, in the realization that, oh my goodness, it's completely free. I think all these thoughts in my complete freedom. It's a borderless presence. There are no borders to this, you see. So, okay, you can come to an understanding of that, and you can also experience that, like right now, this perception has no container. It's completely open. You can come to that understanding, you can come to that experience. And sometimes you may feel constrained and contained and limited. You may feel that it's happening to me. I feel like I'm in my body. I feel limited. When those sensations arise, you can contemplate that these sensations of limitation are also arising in your openness, in the borderless presence that you are, effortlessly, openly. So there is a freedom, you see? There is a freedom there. And this freedom, this openness, is not my freedom. There is no my to it. There is no thought to it. It just is, like the open space, like the wide open sky. There is no my sky, my infinite sky, and your infinite sky. There is no such thing. It's a universal openness and universal beingness. You see? You see? And within this happiness, this peace, this freedom, this openness that is infinite, that is impersonal, there is what arises are impressions of me, impressions of personhood. And these impressions of personhood that arise are unhappy dreams. They are unhappy dreams that we are having. And the happiness is available not by struggling with those unhappy dreams, but by realizing that the openness that I am is completely untouched by contractions, by thoughts, by sensations, by perception. It's untouched. It's the openness of being. It's like the screen. The screen is untouched by the images that arise on it. So to reiterate, yes, you are the thinker of these thoughts. It's not your cat that is thinking these thoughts. You are thinking these thoughts. But you are not a limited body mind, not a person that is thinking these thoughts. It's not the body that is thinking these thoughts. The body is an instrument in the hands of consciousness. Like a binocular is an instrument in the hands of the bird watcher. He takes the binocular, but it's not the binoculars that perceive. It is the bird watcher, yes, that perceives. So it's not the body that is thinking these thoughts. It is you as consciousness that is thinking these thoughts. And the consciousness that you are is universal.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Okay, that's yeah. Okay. Hey, hello, Isaac. Hey, Isaac. Nice to see you, Isaac.
Hi, hello, Magdi.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
So Isaac writes, it seems inevitable to produce a changing image of an awakened person. And then comes a comparison with the way one lives. Next, a kind of depression. Yes, Isaac, this enlightenment and depression, happiness and unhappiness, good and bad, all of these are at the mind level. Because we are still personalizing happiness. We are still referring to oneself as a person who is getting enlightened, a person who is improving, a person who is regressing, a person who is depressed, what's happening to me, a person who's in time. And as long as we are personalizing consciousness, as long as we are personalizing what is impersonal, we are reducing the infinite to a finite experience, and we are attempting to go from the finite experience to the infinite. But the finite cannot be infinite. The finite is finite. And when we imagine ourselves, when I say ourselves, I mean I as consciousness, because the body is finite. The hand, the hair, the head, the nose are finite. But when I'm saying when we imagine ourselves to be finite, I'm not talking about the body. I'm talking about I, whatever it is that hears these words right now. You see, right now, there is a reality. There is a fact to hearing these words, but it's not the body that is hearing these words. When I ask you, Isaac, are you hearing these words? You don't say, my body is hearing these words. We never say that. We say, yes, I am hearing these words. When I tell you, Isaac, do you see the bird? You say, yes, I see the bird. You don't say, my eyes are seeing the birds. You say, I see the birds. So the I is not the body. I is behind the body. Let's say it's not really behind in a physical sense. I'm using the term metaphorically. That the I is beyond the body. The body is an instrument for the world, body, mind, perceptions, and sensations. But the I is whatever is the reality that right now hears these words, the reality that perceives this perception. And this reality, Isaac, is not a person. This reality is not a limited entity. This reality is not an entity. It is borderless. It is beyond any physical or phenomenal descriptions. It is not at the phenomenal realm. It is at the noumenal realm, at the non-phenomenal realm. Reality is not a phenomenal event. Reality is beyond whatever is appearing in the phenomenal world. So it's like in your night dream, all what is arising in your night dream refers to you, the dreamer, but you are not a form that's arising in the dream. You are the dreamer beyond all those dream perceptions. So the impressions of enlightenment and depression are still an expression of and a result of your imagining yourself to be a male, female, a person, a man, a father, a friend, whatever. Because there are these limitations that you are placing upon your true self, and therefore the unhappiness. And the way out of the depression, for the highway out of the depression, is to realize that you are this effortless presence, the beingness that is genderless, ageless, unborn, the reality of all experiences. Uncontained, non-contained. It's the same reality that perceives these words right now, perceives the Ganges River in India somewhere. That same reality. The reality of all my perceptions is the I am. So the journey, Isaac, is from I am a person to I am. A person who is into experiences and sensations and feelings and experiences and so on, to I am, that is complete freedom, bliss, peace and happiness. Our true nature is that. And no matter which way you spin it, there is only one destination. There is only one reality and only one source. And that is your inevitable destiny. So, yes, so when these situations arise with the depression or with the emotions, I wouldn't try to fix them, Isaac. I know it may sound cruel, but it's really, at one time or the other, we have to stay still and come to the realization that we are untouched. But it's a different thing from keep spinning the wheels. Oh, look what's happening to me. Oh, I'm not, I'm getting worse. Oh, I this, all right. It's a different thing from just being still, being willing to be completely, if it's gonna burn me, kill me, to be completely available. And you would be very happily surprised to realize that you are untouched. And in that understanding, there is a shift from the impression of personhood to the revelation of consciousness. Yeah.
Thank you, Magdi.
Okay,
Thank
Isaac.
you.
Okay, my friend. Isaac. Good to see you, Isaac.
See you.
Okay, see you soon. So, if there are any other questions? Yes. Hello, Craig. Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, I don't know if this is a question, but I've had some huge awakenings recently, and a large part of it really has been through relationship. And I'm in a relationship with a woman, and with both of us, there's a total dedication to truth. And it's just so phenomenal what's happening. And I think the key to it all is just absolutely open, naked honesty. And we have that. And it's just it's an absolute miracle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's beautiful. It's great.
And yeah, I don't have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very nice. I'm happy for you,
Yeah,
for both of you. That's nice.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's just, it's really, you were talking about the respect thing, and there's this kind of, it feels like almost the first adult relationship I've ever had. Like I not only respect her independence, I treasure and value it,
Mm-hmm.
and her freedom.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than my freedom. It's
Mm-hmm. Yes, right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you're ready, there's a heart desire. There's a deep calling for beauty and love and happiness and joy and freedom and celebration.
Yes.
And putting it in religious terms, God listens to our call. When our call is impersonal, it's heard.
Yes.
And when our call is personal, that's also heard. But the dish that is served
Yeah.
is a little bit bitter.
Yeah. No, my teacher says all true prayer is answered, and I that's been my experience. That's been my direct experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So then there is just the celebration and the ongoing contemplation of truth, love,
Well,
and
I
beauty.
find that it's like you kind of touched on this before. It's just like there's this vortex of love that just sometimes I'm just standing in the kitchen and suddenly I have to just stop everything and just lose myself in it.
Beautiful, yeah.
And I realized I've been meditating, but I didn't. I don't consider it meditation.
Yes,
It's just
yes,
being. It's just
yes. Well, true
right.
meditation is a reveling in peace and happiness. It's
Yes.
effortless. It's just a delight. It's a delight.
Right. Right.
And so at some point, the mind ceases seeking. It sort of quiets down, and then all the joy, peace, and happiness that's there. That's just that we are as consciousness.
Yeah.
Becomes available.
It's like I can't get away from it.
Don't
I'm
don't try.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanting to share. So thank you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Very beautiful. Okay, very glad. Nice. So if there is one more question available. Okay, well.
Well, I would.
Yes, Ananda. Okay.
I want.
Yes.
I want to catch you before you sign off, but
Yes.
I don't want to hog the time.
No, it's okay.
So, okay. I want to just revisit something where you talked about this. It was in particular, I was going to an event, and you said go as consciousness, not as Ananda. And I took that. I was delighted with that advice. I thought, oh, this is so much fun. This is how to be. You know, this is what makes it all great. And now I see. I touched on this a little bit in our first and earlier in this conversation with you tonight. Today, it was. It's almost like I can see the two things happening simultaneously: the awareness of it and the personalness of my what I'm bringing to a situation or.
So you have to wear an eye patch.
See.
The person always arises as some limitation. Always arises as some limitation, some concern, some worry, some planning, and is it the right way? Is it the wrong way? See, that's how the personal arises. Consciousness is complete freedom. There isn't any doubt. It's complete freedom, complete positivity, not positive, complete beingness. There are no constraints onto it. Right. So you can notice the personal arising, you know, as a contraction, but if you struggle with the personal, it is always the personal that's struggling with the personal. It's a fake struggle. It's a trick to try to get rid of the person. It's not about getting rid of the person. It's about realizing that you're untouched by any personal impression. Like in your night dream, there are all sorts of impressions, whatever they are. You wake up completely untouched by these impressions in your dream. So whatever impressions in your waking dream arises as the personal impression, the me, the intelligent, the meditator, whatever it is, it's you simply notice that you are untouched by these impressions. And when you are struggling with them, there is an imagined problem. There is some like now something to resolve, a problem to resolve, a task to be done. And in a way, the mind loves that. But why don't you turn the mind to serve you better than with this chimeric stuff? Then the mind serve you better with, maybe you love music, or you love the contemplation of the self, or whatever directions the mind can be available to. I don't know if you're interested in cooking, and you can learn about various, recipes. So what I'm saying is that when the mind is used to get rid of the me, this is a trick. That's how the me is maintained. That's how the personal impression is maintained. So the mind perceives a dichotomy. Consciousness does not. See, consciousness doesn't try to fix its dream. Doesn't. But metaphorically speaking, consciousness right now is recalling itself to awakening. It's waking up. Okay, so like in your night dream, you're dreaming there is a lion chasing you, you know, a friend of yours fell in the water, almost drowned, and you saved them, blah, blah. Now it is 6 o'clock in the morning and you're starting to wake up, okay? So it is dawn, so now it is dawn for the dawn of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Consciousness is waking up to itself, realizing, oh, oh, I am, yeah? The dawn of consciousness. See?
Mm-hmm. This image comes to me because you talk about, you know, nice to have someone over for dinner or go with someone. So you walk into the door and you suddenly think, was that red or white wine I was going to bring? And you think, I think I have maybe I have the wrong color, the wrong one. There's a moment where the me is just in its heyday. There's no way around it, right?
Old habits. These are old habits. Old habits.
And
you
then
know, you laugh at them. You can laugh at them. You see.
Yeah, laugh.
You can laugh at them. At these,
right.
these. You can laugh at it.
Okay, that sounds good.
It's funny, isn't it? I mean, in a way, it is.
Yeah, it is. It throws up a new situation every moment.
Yeah.
And
because we are love. You know, your friends love you. They they invite you to dinner, or you invited your friends to dinner. They love you. They want to see you. Yeah. They're happy to see you. Who cares? They're happy to see you. You know what I mean? They're happy that you're showing up.
Yeah.
You know, they take the bala. If they like the wine more than you, well, you have to look at this friendship a little closer, you know. But you know, these are like silly little things, and there are a lot of teeny tiny me tendencies, yes, and they arise, but you don't give them importance. You just notice them. Oh, you notice them. But in noticing, you're sort of moving from this bad guy that he should have brought red and not white. You're coming to the noticing. Noticing is not a me. Noticing is just, oh, it's like noticing this perception. And noticing has no person in it. It's just consciousness noticing. You say that's it. So you just notice. You notice, and you recognize that it's a habit, an old habit, a me tendency. You know, in the body mind.
Yeah.
And you if you are more interested in it, which is actually a good thing to do, is to also notice where the sensations arise in your body. About this having brought the wrong bottle of wine is just to feel it in you, and you can also notice that sensation. You don't have to get too complicated about it, but just in noticing, there is a freedom around the sensation, because the sensations don't arise in a bottle. They arise in the openness of being. They arise in an open space, because the body is transparent and it doesn't have the cells. They dancing. They're dancing. The whole space is dancing at the body level. So the sensation is a bodily sensation, sort of like you can consider it like a conglomerate of atoms and molecules, and they're dancing. So they're dancing in an open, in a larger open dance. You know, so it's like you're going to Mardi Gras, you know, and there is dancing everywhere, and then you come to a square where there is like, you know, there is a denser dance going on. You see, but the whole space, the whole city is dancing. You see.
Right.
So and it's so the noticing of the bodily sensation and the openness around it sort of helps in dissolving the impression of rigidity around these sensations.
It could be like you go to a dance, and instead of being self-conscious, it's like, oh, look at all this. And your own dance is just what it is, part of it.
Yeah, you know, the entire, it's all a cosmic dance. It's a universal dance.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it's the freedom of consciousness. And you are this freedom. And you love the happiness, the sweetness. You love the dance where the dancers don't step too much on each other's toes. And so that's what you live. That's what you say yes to.
Mm-hmm.
And you start with yourself. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Okay, Ananda, good to see you, all of you, Maru, all our friends. Isaac, nice to see you all. See you soon. Okay, be well.
Bye.